Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the All Japan Pro Wrestling series here on the channel in TEW 2020. As we are still going to be in 1992 for a little bit. For this episode, we got the back half of the Summer Action Series tour. I know it's kind of a weird starting point, but it's going to be 7 shows. And for really All Japan at this time, booking wise, a lot of their philosophies, because obviously Baba's the man and he's one of the greatest bookers of all time. A lot of the philosophy, it's pretty simple. It's Super Generation Army, Tsuruta Gun as like the main program. So that's, Super Generation Army of Mitsuya Amasawa, Toshiaki Kawada, Yoshinori, the Super Generation Army of Mitsuya Amasawa, Kenta Kobashi, Toshiaki Kawada, and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi against, Tsuruta Gun of obviously Jumbo, Taue, Yoshinori Ogawa, and Masanobu Fuchi. So that was basically the program, 2 heavyweights for each stable and then 2 juniors for each stable, and that was kind of the main program for most of 92. And throughout even the entire 90s, the main philosophy, a lot of it is like Gaijins versus Japanese talent, and it's very much that. There's really no big grand scheme of that. It just basically was what it was. Makes sense, as far as from this perspective of Japanese audience. You have your Japanese talent against the foreign invaders. It's just easy one-on-one booking there. As for this show, with the Summer Action Series tour to the final day, it's like day 17. We have the card laid out. As for the tour goals, a lot of number 1 contendership matches on this tour, and that was basically what happened in real life. So we just kind of went with what happened in real life, because it set up some pretty great stuff, at least, as the number 1 contenders matchup for the Triple Crown title of Kira Taue, Toshiaki Kawada. That's going to be on the final day, of course. You see there as the main event. But for the day that's taking place beforehand, as it's day 15, we're going to have Yoshinori Ogawa versus Tsuyoshi Kikuchi as the number 1 contendership matchup for the junior title, which you see Ogawa's going to win, as he's going to take on Masanobu Fuchi in the co-main of that show. As for the rest of the tour, we're going to basically kind of book like a mini kind of tournament. It's not going to be like labeled a tournament or anything, but just kind of like the idea of booking-wise for these matches. We're going to have Ogawa and Richard Slinger, and then Tsuyoshi Kikuchi versus Firecat throughout the tour. Then, obviously, the winners of that, which will be, Ogawa and Kikuchi, battle it out for day 15 to decide who's going to be the number 1 contender. And that's just basic, philosophy there. Nothing too crazy. As for Taue and Kawada, a lot of that build took place during the beginning of the tour. So it's kind of weird that we start up and still be, like, building to that, because it's basically already been done. But we are going to have an 8-man tag for our first show in the main event of Tsuruta Gun's Super Generation Army. Just makes sense for that being the main event. I forget what the main event was for the actual tour show that happened on the first show of September. I don't exactly remember. I want to say it was a 6-man of Tsuruta Gun and Super Generation Army. That just it's usually a given during this time that would be a main event. As with this series, every show is set to normal already, and I'm not going to change that to tour show, so we're just going to run it. Fuck it. Fingers crossed it doesn't get fucked up and we don't drive All Japan into the ground. That would be a shame. But as for the card, it looks like this. We already talked about the number 1 contendership matchup in the main event for the Triple Crown title. Kira Taue versus Toshiaki Kawada. Of course, the winner. It's going to take on Mitsuya Amasawa, who is not on this show, which is probably a mistake, but I'm going to have Amasawa commentate for that. He'll be like the guest commentator. I just feel like that's for the best there. We'll see how Masawa does. I'm assuming he's going to be awesome. It's Mitsuya Masawa. But, it's the beginning of a series. You don't want to overdo things a lot of times just because you're going to gradually improve throughout it. So you might as well kind of get a baseline. And this is basically what this tour is set for, a baseline. We have 2 title matches in the Junior Heavyweight and the All Asia Tag titles, which is like the second tier of our titles scene, because obviously the heavyweight and tag team, which, Taue being one half of the tag champs, obviously we can't have that be defended. So we went with having a six-man of Abdullah the Butcher, Giant Warrior, and Giant Kamala versus Giant Baba, Jumbo Tsuruta, and Mighty Inoue. This is mainly just try to see how Giant Warrior is going to do throughout this tour. We're wanting to get him on the way out, so we might as well have him lose to someone. That's the idea there. And then, we kind of skipped over the All-Asia Tag Title matchup as the Malenko brothers going to take on Kenta Kobashi and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi. This is going to be an interesting one because I'm a little interested to see how Dean and Joe do as far as, they were a stable for us in the last series. Obviously, that was basically when they were in All Japan. Obviously, Dean would be not really used throughout All Japan. He would kind of do, but mainly it would be once the mid-90s roll around, it's New Japan and it's ECW and, of course, WCW. And that's basically it for him being in Japan. So it's nice to be able to still use him here, and we're going to try to hang on to him as much as we can. As then we're going to have a little Gaijin tag matches here on the undercard as the Funks versus Stan Hansen and Dan Spivey. That should be interesting. And then Joel Deaton and Billy Black against the K-Man Express, Dan Crawford and Doug Furness. We'll see how that one goes. And then we have the losers of the little tournament we did of having, obviously Ogawa's going to be Richard Slinger, and then Tsuyoshi Kikuchi is going to be Firecat, so they're just going to have a singles match between the two. Then they'll open up the show just like a normal 10-minute opener of Russia Kimura and Mitsuya Momoto. Nothing crazy there. I think with really a lot of this, it's funny how All Japan, how their kind of booking philosophy was for a lot of the tour shows is have single undercard matches, but then have main events and that are 6-mans, 8-mans tag matches. That was kind of the philosophy for most of it, which I get, I absolutely get, and I kind of take that philosophy a little bit with how I book, but it's a little bit reversed. And most of the time, our final shows have a lot of singles matches on them. We'll see how that goes, because I know that's with All Japan here, I want to make it a little bit different than what we're doing with New Japan and Noah at the time here on the channel. So really, at one hand, I would love to kind of continue what Baba's laying down as far as his foundation and what he's building with, going into King's Road now. But on the other hand, I do want to kind of do my own thing, obviously, and we want to create our own style. But if we can still keep to what Giant Baba did, and just kind of fuse with some of the ideas of, like, maybe opponents or not really opponents, but, guys that weren't used at that time. And also maybe longer match times is something I would like to implement. Because, like, the main event of this show, the final day here, Taue and Kawada, they went about 19 minutes. Here in this, they're going to go about 24, 25. It's going to be a little longer of a match. I think that's fine. I think going a little longer is certainly okay in that perspective. We'll see, though. We'll see how it goes. I'm assuming their stamina's up for it, and I think everything should go over pretty well. As far as this tour, again, it's a baseline tour. Is it going to be the greatest thing in the world? Probably not. It's probably going to be a tour that we'll kind of laugh about in a year's time, hopefully, once we're in 1993 in September. And we're like, man, imagine when we used to do this and it was, we couldn't get anything above like an 80. But who knows, though? Maybe we'll start off strong, and I doubt that's going to happen, but that usually never happens. Usually it's a bit of a rocky road to get where we want to go. But who knows? Maybe it will actually be a pretty solid adventure here from the start, and we'll be rocking and rolling from the beginning. That'd be pretty nuts. And yeah, now we can, I want to say it's a 7-day tour. I was thinking it might not be, as I want to take a look here. Because, it's only 6 days. Never mind. But yeah, the anniversary tour is the next episode, and that's what we'll, the 20th anniversary show, which is kind of weird. It's in September, but that's when it was. And then the Giant series obviously takes place in October. So it's kind of a weird dynamic on that, but it should be pretty seamless once that episode actually happens. So then we can back out of this and go on to the show here. So, we got Ron Corkin for this first show. Backstage on as Joel Deaton, Robert for Wrestler's Court, accused of failing to pick up his share at the tab at the bar, as the judge, Stan Hansen, found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks right after the show. It's funny that Stan Hansen, but I guess that for the Gaijin, it'd be cool if you could do that. Like, you could pick, like, a Gaijin judge and a Japanese judge if it is, like, a Japanese person. But obviously that's a bit nitpicking, and that's a bit crazy as far as requesting that. But that would be pretty cool to do. As, yeah, let's see. We're going to see where Corkin's at. There it is. So it's going to be a sellout, so that's cool. I do love that we got the Kawasaki Stadium. That's awesome. Hopefully we can run there. Curious to see how they got the dome. Okay, so they got 42,000. So it's a mod that actually knows what they're doing. That makes sense. It's a Fleisch mod, so that's nice. So, yeah, we got our main event that we want: Super Generation Army, Saruta Gun, and we're gonna have Masawa beat Taue. I don't think I like that. Now I'm thinking about that. That's a bit of a mistake. I don't know why I went with that. Because, yeah, we want to keep Taue pretty strong here. He should probably beat Jumbo, is how that should have been. Is we're going to see if... Oh, of course, Jumbo's going to be upset. I need to get Masawa's pop-up is the thing. But I don't know how we're going to do, like, as far as money-wise. Because there's a lot of guys that I wanted that New Japan are trying to poach with exclusive written deals. So we've been having to deal with that, which has not been fun. You gotta know, because we only have like $5 million to spend, and I don't want to go too over budget, but there's guys like I want Dean Malenko, and I want kind of some other guys too. I forget who exactly I'm trying to. I think Dory Funk Jr. maybe is another guy that they're trying to steal. Kind of forget now, but nonetheless, it's not that big of a deal. So the undercard, I want to get guys for most of this tour, guys that are not going to be on that final show. So let's Isamu Teranishi, and then I want to say either have Johnny Smith or even Johnny Ace, because Isamu Teranishi's got like 30-some pop. Have someone beat him, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Gaijin too. Yeah, let's also Matoshu Ukuma. Yeah, we'll go with Matoshu Ukuma, I guess. 10 minutes as Akuma will get the win. Oh, that could have been bad. There we go. Pretty standard. Wow. Both guys, 10 minutes is too much. That ain't it. Let's try. Oh my. 8's not even enough. Okay, well, 6 minutes. It is. That's not good. Yeah, because, I mean, a lot of the undercard, that is what All Japan was basically accustomed to. It's either young lions or the aging veteran. So let's see what we can do as far as a tag match. So I forgot that Jackie Fulton and Scott Armstrong had, like, an Eagle in the Fountain team, which kind of stunk, but if we're being honest, it's definitely, like, the Fantastics were a much better team for that, in that sense, so it's just kind of weird. I do want them to have a match. I think we're going to have them against the Can-Am Express. And then we'll have the Renegade Warriors lose to either probably the Malenkos once they get rocking and rolling. So give them 12 minutes. So yeah, we'll give it to Furnace. See how we do as far as stamina goes. Perfect. So I am curious as far as what we need. So we need to steal the show match. So it's perfect. It's basically what the Noah series is like. So that's fine. This could be steal the show. So we'll get that out of the way. Most tour shows were around 8 to 6 matches. I want to keep it 8 on the main and 6 on the tour, as far as if that makes any sense. So we'll keep it 6 for now. I don't know if we should do another tag match here. That might be a little too much. But we'll go with Giant Kamala and Giant Warrior against the Renegade Warriors. So just kind of see what we can do as far as an 11-minute match. We'll have Kamala get the win. Have that be some more undercard stuff. So we need something more on like the top half part of the card now. I think having a 6-man of the Miracle Vines Connection, Dr. Death, and Terry Gordy, and let's have Richard Slinger. That just makes sense as far as a kind of Gaijin junior guy. Just kind of makes sense from that perspective. Then, yeah, Terry Funk would be a great option here. I think we're going to go with Terry and then Billy Black and Joel Deaton. Just, instead of the Miracle Violence Connection now, I'm thinking about it, we should probably have Stan and Spivey. So, there we go. That's much better. We'll see how this match goes. It's 14 minutes again. We'll have Stan beat Billy Black. Or, Joel Deaton, I guess. Billy Black has less pop, I know that much, than the two. Yeah, 14. Pretty solid. And then, for the co-main, trying to think what would probably be a good co-main event. I'm thinking having something with Baba. It's not a lot of options we can do. Because I was thinking Miracle Violence Connection versus Baba. Because I don't want to use Andre until the 20th anniversary show. It's kind of the idea. I mean, his stats are just god-awful. Which, you know, makes sense. At the same time. Yeah, because I was thinking having Baba in, like, either Mighty Inoue. Because he had teamed with Mighty Inoue around that time. He was kind of like a fringe member of Sarutogan. They'd probably have Dr. Death and Terry Gordy. Yeah, 18 is fine, and we'll have Doc beat Mighty Inoue. I mean, at least it's a show that I can hang my hat on saying that it makes sense. As, yeah, I mean, Baba probably shouldn't be working probably that long, now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, alright, so this is going down a little bit long, a little bit on the smaller side, which makes sense. The shorter side here. Jesus. Guess we can limit him, but oh my god, Giant Baba. So let's make it 14, and we will limit. See where that's at. Could have swore. I think it's up here now. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, there it is. Limited involvement. Or I guess we can keep it simple too. Now I guess we'll try limited involvement. Yeah, that did it. Well, now put that here. Now this has been elevated to the co-main because I just don't trust that match now. The Fantastics and the K-Man Express might be better too, honestly. But that's the card. Let's kind of want to have it at 8. Maybe we'll keep it 8 the entire time. Now I'm thinking about it because we have some guys that we can use still. So like Satoru Asaku, and we can use Mitsuya Momoto or Joe Malenko, or even Firecat. Trying to think, Al Perez doesn't really have enough pop for that. Drusher Kimura could also beat him. We'll go with Mitsuya Momoto, I guess. Keep it kind of on the shorter side, 10 minutes. Maybe we shouldn't go all out, but fuck it. Oh, okay, it works. I don't know. Maybe that should be the first. And then for this next match, I think we'll keep it as another singles. We'll have June versus Johnny Smith. Because I like Johnny Smith. I want to see how he does. 13. Johnny Smith getting the win. Actually, more on like the 10-minute side. Alright. Well, we got our card. It's all set. Ready to go. See how we run the first Cork and All show is Mitsuya Momoto gets the win in 10:21. Alright, 47. We'll take it. Could be worse. 45. Johnny Smith with 56. That's good. So he gets to win the Death Valley Bomb. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad for starting out. 56. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to be bad once I saw that they were not going to be able to work past like 6 minutes. It's like, well, we should probably have that be the opener. Cooled the crowd a little too. Not great. Oh. Giant Warrior and Giant Kamala just don't work at all as a team. But the Youngblood team at least have a tag team specialist bonus, even though they're. I mean, this match sucked. I mean, it's just now denying it as Giant Kamala with the Air Africa in 11:23. Cracked tailbone though. That's so funny. We were talking shit on Giant Warrior, and he was the best guy in the match. Yeah, I mean, I figured this would be pretty good, just with kind of who was involved here. So that's nice. You know, we'll probably keep the Fantastics around, but, you know, get rid of the Renegade Warriors is probably how we'll go about it. Got the crowd buzzing, at least. Yeah, Baba with the limited involvement kind of hindered the match a lot, but that's okay, because around this time he was basically, you know, towards the tail end of his career, definitely, so makes sense. But, yeah, Dr. Death killing Mighty Inoue there in 14:30 with the military press slam. A lot of it's going to be a lot of one-sided stuff, and maybe one match that's kind of back and forth. 2 matches in this case with our main event, but this co-main actually did really, really well, thanks to Stan Hansen and Terry Funk too, as Stan Hansen with a lariat in 13:42 over Joel Deaton. Not bad. As Richard Sling with a 49. Yeah, the worst guy was Billy Black with a 47, and his pop, like, he's better performance-wise than his pop, which is always a pretty good sign as far as how somebody's going to do. That's awesome. That's awesome. See how the main does. Wow, actually did better than the main. As Osawa pinning Jumbo Saru with Implosion at 21:02. Yeah, I mean, this is crazy to have Jumbo take the fall like this, but, you know, I wanted to see how Masawa was going to do and everybody involved in this matchup, which Jumbo went with an 80, you know, I get it. Masawa with a 75, 70 for Kawada, 68 for Taue, 65 for Kobashi. That's why Kobashi's the worst of the 4. As 60 for Fuchi, 57 for Kikuchi, 56 for Ogawa. So that's interesting. So Ogawa, 1 performance point less than Kikuchi. And we have, you know, Ogawa winning. Might go with Kikuchi. I don't know, though. At the same time, you know, that the reason why, you know, that's happening is because Kikuchi and Kobashi are obviously the all Asia tag champs at this time. You know, not a bad way to start off the show. Or not a bad way to start off the tour and the episode. We see kind of where we're at. You know, Stan Hansen is, I think, the best performance guy on the roster, which is pretty fair for that time. He was pretty awesome and still pretty much in his prime. He would start to kind of plateau a little bit towards the end of 93, really, 94. It was really kind of towards where he starts to be, I mean, he's still like a viable threat as far as booking-wise, but definitely like Dr. Death has taken like the main spot of like the top Gaijin talent as far as around that time. Definitely. And yeah, I mean, I think it's still a pretty good show, though. A good starting point. You know, we were close to the 70 mark. You would have been a little bit better had, you know, the co-main was the main instead, but all in all, I think it was a pretty good show. And it's a good starting out point. We'll see how it goes as far as the rest of this tour. Not exactly sure I want to go with as far as main events from the rest of this tour, so that's a little nerve-wracking, but I think we could figure it out for sure. And hopefully we get, oh wow, it's got some injuries with Ricky Steamboat. Yeah, there we go, there's Drew Nakayama, so we can get him involved now. Still probably going to be a fight to the death here, yeah, Dean Malenko, and, yep. As we're trying to bring in Great Kabuki, too. That was someone that I was just like, yeah, we might as well try. OG Tiger Mask is probably going to get brought over by New Japan, that sucks. A lot of guys are trying to get bought over by New Japan, like Pat Tanaka, too, like, and it's just tough because there's guys I would want, but having only $5 million in cash, I don't want to start off with signing a lot of people to exclusive written deals, and then, like, I'm fucked, you know, as far as, like, I went too far with some of our contracts. So it just sucks. Just sucks from that perspective, but I think we'll still be able to manage the ship pretty well, as on to night 12 here of the Summer Action Series 2. Alright, let's see if we can have a better show here. So we're not going to run Kanto. We'll probably run somewhere else. See where our next best solution is. So yeah, I'm assuming Osaka was going to be... But actually, it's... Chubu's pretty close, though. We'll go with Chubu, just... because... Oh, Atsu Park. That'd be fun to run but yeah, we're gonna run the Nagoya Congress Center. Just makes sense as we have our junior matchup of Richard Slinger, Dick Slinger, slinging it around. As Ogawa's going to beat him, though, in 10 minutes because I think Richard Slinger's the one who they can't work that long. Let's give it a test. Yeah. Oh, and it's Ogawa, too. Both of them. Gotta love that. There is that. How fun. Is, for the rest of the card here, let's go with a tag. Kind of want to have either Kobashi and Kawada. Probably where we're going to go with this. And then, well, it sucks because Taue and Jumbo would probably be our best bet here. It would make, like, the most sense. But, you know, you got the tag champs against, you know, one half of the... It's, it is what it is. I still think it's a pretty good match, though, for what we can do. Maybe a 6-man is the better option there. Well, it'd have to be Misawa involved for the Super Generation Army. I think it could still work, though. Let's give it a shot here. So, we go with Kawada, Kobashi, and Misawa. We got the dream team of the Super Generation Army. And we got Jumbo, and Taue, and we'll go with Kikuchi, I guess. Or, not Kikuchi, rather. I guess we could go with Kikuchi. Yeah, let's do that then. Yeah, let's go with Kikuchi, and then, Hazanabu Fuchi. Yeah. There we go. We just kind of slowly dropped off people more and more from this match. But this time, though, we're going to have Jumbo get a win. He can beat Kobashi. I think it's not a big deal for where we're at right now. But I think all around, I think that's a pretty solid main event. As I think as far as we have Uncle June, and that's about it. Well, he's not even Uncle June anymore. He's wet behind the ears, Jun Akiyama. Let's see what he can do. And I mean, as far as it's kind of weird because technically in this, you know, in the mod, it's like his debut in All Japan. Obviously, that's the Kobashi match, but that's already happened. But I just forgot to add everyone to the fucking company, so it's kind of in an awkward state. But he's still gonna lose, obviously, because he's in a Young Lion stage. As far as who will be the one to beat him, I guess Dan Spivey, maybe. I'm trying to think who would. Actually, Joel Deaton, maybe. Go with that. Since he's, you know, cooled a little bit. Get him a win. Nice. As then another undercard match, since we're already, you know, thinking undercard stuff. As we'll go with Scott Armstrong and Firecat, and we'll have Firecat win. There we go. So yeah, we I guess we could probably add another one while we're here. Thinking about it. We'll go with, like, established guy now. As far as that goes. Yeah, let's go with Mitsuya Momoto and Mighty Inoue. And we'll have Mighty Inoue get the win. Kind of forget how Mighty Inoue already did in the previous match. So we'll figure, I think it's 10. Yeah. I trust Joel Deaton and Jun Akiyama, but we're just gonna move it up to here, though. In Mighty Inoue and Mitsuya Momoto. So there we go. So we got that figured out. Now we just need some tag matches on this card. And let's go with the Fantastics and the Renegade Warriors. $13. Give it to the Fantastics as Tommy Rogers getting the win. There we go. Kind of want that to steal the show, but I know it's not going to. So we'll Just kind of keep it where it's at. Actually, we'll bump that down. Yeah. So now, thinking Abdullah and Giant Kamala against, boy, oh boy. Yeah, this is tough now, because I'm like, well, Baba would make some sense, but then we'd have to try to think what we could do. Let's go with Jumbo and Baba, yeah. Stick with that, what we were wanting. Yeah, Kamala does have the cracked tailbone, but it should still be okay. So we'll bump it down to like 8. Well, yeah, we'll just kind of see how it does as far as without limiting Baba, how well he'll do. We'll give Abby the win, though. Oh, probably not. Now I'm thinking about it. We should have Giant Kamala take the fall here as, yeah, let's have Baba win. No, let's just have Jumbo win. That would be for the best. We won't have him go all out, just to kind of... Yeah, I guess we could also just do that, not have him go all out. Let's bump it up a little bit. Okay, no, never mind. JK. 8 minutes. Yeah, I mean, we could also just have him just struggle with the time and just say fuck it. So yeah, now we need a steal the show match, and really a better co-main event, if we're being honest. Because right now, it's not looking too hot. See what we can do here. Because I want to see, as far as Miracle Violence Connection again in a tag match. But maybe not. I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Tough. We're in a tough spot. Let's go with Jackie and Joe Malenko. Actually, let's go with Jackie and Johnny Smith, and then Johnny Ace. With, see who would be the, I guess Al Perez. This is not looking too hot. This is falling off in a hurry, this card. And Johnny Ace, and I guess Giant Warrior. I guess they went having such a fun show the first time around, because this show sucks ass. I'll give Giant Warrior the win. He can beat Jackie Fulton and call it a day. Boy, this is the shits. We're putting a lot of faith in that match. That's what we're doing. Really putting a lot of faith in the main event. Is not enough pop, but at least Brady Boone did pretty well though as Firecat, and he gets one with the super kick. 934. I mean, 45 is not. It's not great, but it's a good starting point. Oh, look at that. Joel Deaton and Jun Akiyama have some good chemistry. Cooled the crowd a little, though. Yeah, Jun Akiyama, not so great. Mighty Inoue and Mitsuya Momoto as Mighty Inoue with the steamroller. They don't click. There goes that. That was going to be a solid undercard match for the rest of 1992. Out the window that goes as the Youngbloods of the Renegade Warriors, rather, of Chris and Mark Youngblood lose the Fantastics. It's Tommy Rogers with the Tommy Knocker in 1324. Yeah, Tommy Rogers with the 55, 54 for Bobby Fulton. Again, Fantastics, pretty solid mid-card team. And there's a 45, and they don't click either. Richard Slinger and Yoshinori Ogawa. At least Ogawa did pretty well, though, 51. So he gets the win. He doesn't have any finishers, so we'll probably have to change that. That's fun. 56 for the Abdullah and Giant Kamala versus Jumbo Surya and Giant Baba. Yeah, I mean, Giant Baba, a couple points better, but also it just kind of, it not being so long, hurt the match overall, so yeah, there is that. As Abdullah Butcher, though, not great, as 47, not great at all. He'll definitely be putting people over, is what I'm seeing here in this 1992 tour, as that's not great. This is not great either. There's Giant Warrior not being great. That's just because him and Johnny Ace don't click. as he gets the one with the power bomb over Jackie. Falling with Jackie actually did pretty well. 51, 52. Johnny Smith was off his game, but would have been the best guy in the match. Oh, thank God it's a 70 main event as Sarudagoon against Super Generation Army. It's Jumbo. And I just realized we double booked Jumbo, so that's... What a great start. As I'm just so flustered. That wasn't great. That was not great at all. Because we should have had Baba and either Mighty Inoue or somebody else. And even then, that match would have sucked even more. We got saved by that main event. Boy, oh boy. Just, not a great day, too. I'm struggling. Struggling at coming apart the seams. It seems like. Hopefully we can get it back on track for this third day here. It's kind of weird saying it's a third day when it's obviously like day 13. But, it is what it is. We'll make it work. And hopefully at least we come out of this unscathed and we have a pretty good show to end out the tour. So there we go. Now we got our roster's finally getting bigger. It's Dory Funk Jr., Gary Albright, and now we could finally have the Funks. It's just nice. Nice to see us. Yeah, Ken Shamrock. I was going to bring in Ken Shamrock. I'm waiting. Just kind of waiting. Because, I mean, obviously, technically, he's great. There was, he was going to get brought in after, PWFG, after they folded. There was talks after he had left UFC. It was like a kind of a three-way stalemate there as far as negotiations with WWF and then All Japan and New Japan. I think it might have just been New Japan now I'm thinking about it, but thought about it. Just kind of waiting, which we might be waiting a little too long here. Pat Tanaka's going to extend his WWF contract. I knew it. I love Pat Tanaka, but I'm not sure what I would have done with him, though, at the same time, as, still getting some contracts elsewhere, too. But it should still be, now that we got some more people involved now. Now we can see how the Malenkos, well, as far as we got Boris, but we don't have Dean, and we still got Joe. I don't know why I clicked on Canada there. Yeah, we'll go with not a whole lot of options here. There's only just the Hiroshima Sun Plaza. We'll have to see what we can do as far as... That's going to be tough to figure out where we can go venues with in 1992. We'll just have to kind of look up cage match results probably there. So I completely skipped over the backstage incident. It's Billy Black and Stan Hansen. As he's brought before Wrestler's Court, accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab at the bar. Yeah, Billy Black's a scumbag. Boy, oh boy, so we're going to get a lot of these, I'm sure. Stan Hansen found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks fair enough for the show. Didn't really look and see how our locker room is. As up. Didn't mean to look there. As, see if we can look far. There we go. Oh, 90. Damn, Gary Albright's a mildly negative influence. That's some bullshit right there. Damn. Damn. But yeah, we're booking Gary Albright first thing we can. Because I love Gary Albright. I'm going to be so sad if he's not good in this mod. You have no idea. I don't like those. Those stats should be a little bit better. Damn, who should we kill in this first match? We'll go with June. Yeah, this is... I mean, domination for Gary Albright. He's gonna destroy. And it's Yoshi Kikuchi and Firecat. Is Kikuchi gonna get the win there? We're giving that 16 minutes. I hope it does pretty well. Hopefully, it does pretty well. Now we got the Funks back together. We can have them main event a show. They're not in a team. We gotta make that happen. Shouldn't have clicked out of that all the way, but that's okay. We'll make it work here. Huh. Well, shit. Oh, it's an active unit. Figured so. After I was like, well, they're not over there. Hell yeah. Yeah, we're also... Well, I guess that is true. They're not technically... Yeah, so... But we gotta wait for the Holy Demon Army to... become a thing. But yeah, back to this. As the Funks. As the Funks with, so they are not. They're teaming up against Dan Hansen, Dan Spivey. So we'll have that, and then we'll have Richard Slinger. Then for the Stan Hansen, Dan Spivey side, who will be the guys in here? I guess Al Perez. I don't like it, but it's kind of our best bet, to be honest. Not the greatest main event in the world, but we'll see how Derry and Dory do, as we'll have Dory beat Al Perez. That's basically why Al Perez is there to take the fall. Nice. Alright, so as far as getting back to like a Steal the Show match, since we're still waiting on Dean Malenko to sign his fucking contract, we'll probably do the Can-Am Express against the Fantastics again. Which, I don't know. It was a 63, so maybe go with something else to try and see if we can get something a little bit better. Yeah, that's true. Stan Hansen and China Ace War teaming too. Yeah, we could go with Deaton and Billy Black. I don't know why I clicked on match history. We're 2 shows into this fucking save. That's just muscle memory for you, I guess. So we'll have it be set for Steal the Show, and yeah, we'll give it to Furnace and LaFon as Crawford get the win over Billy Black. Actually, Joel Deaton. Since Billy Black took the last pinfall. Should be a pretty good tag match, though. We'll slot it here, and yeah, I mean, Kikuchi and Firecat should probably not be the co-main event of this show, so we'll think of something a little bit better, if we can. As, let's see what we could do. Misawa and Kawada against Taue and Jumbo. Let's go Taue and Baba, actually. And we'll have Misawa beat Baba, so we can try to get Misawa's pop-up. Yeah, you know, I guess we're just gonna... I'm just gonna see how he does as far as if we don't even... You know, he's gonna struggle. We'll just kind of see how it goes. Might as well, right? This is the time to check it out and see how everything's gonna play out. So, because we tried the limited involvement, and it did okay. Definitely wouldn't recommend, you know, bringing it down to, you know, 8 minutes. So we're just gonna keep it at 15 and see what we can do. As now, mostly undercard stuff now. Let's have Uncle June get involved. It's gonna be hard not to call him Uncle June. Yeah, Jackie Fulton really proved himself in his little match, so you can beat him. It's kind of weird. Satoru Sako, even though he's only 1 year experienced, he's not, as far as he does not considered a young lion, so he's kind of like a weird spot where he doesn't have any pop. He could technically beat other young lions, but I won't do that because that's a bit cheating. But let's see who we can. Yeah, I mean, we haven't booked Haruka Aijin. We'll see how he does. Haruka Aijin getting the win. I got a bad feeling. I got a feeling that Jackie Fulton and Jun Akiyama will probably be better than that. And we definitely need something better before the tag match of Joel Deaton and Billy Black against the Can-Man Express. I'm trying to think if we should do another singles match. We should go tag. Let's go with a tag. Let's go with Mitsuya Momoto and Fuchi versus... Yeah, let's go Kobashi and Kikuchi. So yeah, we're gonna have to... Because I'm gonna have this be for the All Asia Tag Titles. Because why not? Oh, that's right, Kikuchi's booked. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I really we're waiting for Dynamite Kid so we can have Johnny Smith and Dynamite Kid team. Kind of like the idea there. We'll try Abdullah and Giant Warrior. Yeah, that's that match makes no goddamn sense. We at least need a junior in there. We'll go with Masao and Mighty and Inoue. We'll have a Inoue team up. And we'll just have Fuchi beat Masaho, Inoue, and yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny how bad these tours have been, just as far as, like, it's real filler stuff. Like, it's just, we're really not putting on that great of a show with some of these matches, but I still stand by what we're doing. I think it's gonna work. It's just it's gonna be a long and tired out process. So yeah, 38 for this opener. Not great at all. Not great one bit. There is Gary Albright, and thank Christ Gary Albright's the man. Hell yeah. Exactly what he should do. Like, that's just have him dominate people. He's so fucking big and massive. It just makes sense. And there we go. Jackie Fulton with a fantastic flip in 10-15 over Jun Akiyama. 49 for Mighty Inoue and Masao Inoue against Masanobu Fuchi and Mitsuya Momoto as, Masanobu Fuchi with the STF over Masao Inoue. Yep. 55 for Joel Deaton and Billy Black against the Can-Am Express as Dan Crawford tapping out Joel Deaton with the Cobra Clutch. Way to go, Can-Am Express. 52 for Tsuyoshi Kikuchi and Firecat as Tsuyoshi Kikuchi getting the win. 15-51. He doesn't have a finisher set either, I'm sure. Yeah, Kawada must have some great chemistry. That makes sense. As, they did really fucking good. So, yeah, even though he's going to be tired towards the end and he's going to probably suck, it's worth it. Instead of having them be limited involvement to bring it down even more. So, he's going to have to suck it up. It's kind of what I'm seeing here as a 67 for our main event. So, that's not great. But the Funks and Richard Slinger beat Al Perez, Stan Hansen, and Dan Spivey as Al Perez taking the pile driver from Dory Funk Jr., which again, Terry and Dory doing really well. Stan Hansen with 81. It did what it was supposed to do. We're not going to lose Pop, though, so I guess it's not that big of a deal, I guess. It's weird, because I'm kind of waiting for, I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head how the contracts are working as far as the TV deals. So we'll have to look at that, because these have been the past couple of shows now that have been set on normal. And nothing's really changed, either pop-wise or anything, so it's feeling a little nervous. Black Cat out of Dragon Bombers. Like it happens in every save, where people just end up getting removed. There we go. There's Dame Malenko and the Great Kabuki. Perfect. So just waiting on Dynamite Kid still. So yeah, Masakatsu Funaki. I'm waiting to bring in Bam Bam. We're doing our thing. We're just kind of waiting it out a lot of times. It's probably a bad idea, but fuck it, Our roster's pretty good size right now. I don't want to change it, because it looks like we're going to barely be making money throughout this. But, we only have 3 more shows left, so we're almost towards the end here. Alright, now that we kind of got our first people that we wanted signed now officially, I think now we can kind of see how we're going to gauge this. Is Gary Albright already getting in trouble? This is Bravo for wrestlers court accused of making a mess backstage and not cleaning it up. Knowing everyone else, as the judge, Stan Hansen, found him guilty and sentenced to clean up and then buy drinks right after the show. Yeah, I mean, we're going to keep on just slowly booking Gary Albright killing people for a little bit, because I think that's kind of our best bet. This is finally the first show where we don't have anything pre-booked, so that's exciting, as far as that goes. But we'll go with Gary Albright. Trying to think who was our next victim here. Scott Armstrong's not a bad candidate. Might as well. Awesome. just awesome. Yeah, now we could have Dynamite and Johnny Smith team up. Also, kind of was just like, why is nobody, why are we not getting any pop? Why are we not losing pop? That is because I was mistaken. It is on a tour show. So that's good because, honestly, I'm going to keep it as a tour show and up until at least the 20th anniversary show. Because at this rate, I just don't have any faith in what we're doing to make it. Because it's got to be an 82 for us to, for the network to be happy. And I don't want to drop our network in our first month. So we'll just go ahead and slowly build along. But Johnny Smith with Dynamite Kid. Yeah, the Renegade Warriors. I mean, they're a nice little... We could have them lose team. We'll set it for Steal the Show, because I think it could still be pretty good. We'll see how Dynamite does, because obviously Dynamite by this time is basically a shell of his former self. But Johnny Smith is still able to carry it. I guess Dynamite should probably win with his debut. Or, not debut, his return to All of Japan here. That would make sense from that perspective. As, let's see here what we can do as far as, I kind of want, Kikuchi with Kawada. And then Ogawa with Jumbo. Or not with Jumbo, with Taue. That just makes sense, I think, for what we're going with this. With them having the next night, having their #1 contendership matchup. As, let's have Kikuchi beat Ogawa here. I think this is a solid main. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but I think it's a solid standpoint from that perspective. Now, for the rest of the card. I think we're going to still go with some undercard stuff. It's Isamu Teranichi's wild, because his stats look pretty good. So we'll, see who we can lose to here. Yeah, we got Kabuki's back, too. So, yeah, we'll have Kabuki and Isamu Teranichi. Give it, like, 12. I know Teranichi's gonna get... they're gonna complain about him, Just like, hey, probably a bad idea. Stamina's not gonna be able to... Oh, also Kabuki, too, so that's fine. Yep. So, yeah, we'll keep it there as an undercard match, though. See if we got one more match that we can use. And Joe Nakayama's not really doing anything. And now Joe and Dean are back, so we should have them team up. Yeah, it was a might in no way against Drew Nakayama. I don't know why I was thinking we already did this. Oh, nope. The slow and steady of pushing Drew Nakayama. Of not pushing him, just having him lose a bunch since he's in the Chuck Lion phase. Yeah, let's go with the K-Man Express against the Malenkos. Which we'll have to make them a team. Yeah, I always think there should be a team thing, right? Fucking here. But I guess there's not enough room for it. And so we'll have Dean win. He can beat Crawford, I guess. Ooh, that's wild. I guess their pop is better. Yeah. Keep him strong, I guess. There we are, Malenko Brothers. Oh yeah, the British Bruisers. I was I'm pretty sure their name was something British something. Yeah, British Bruisers. That's what it was. Let's go with, let's go with the 6-man of, Hansen, Spivey, and Johnny Ace. against the Funks. And let's see who's gonna be the Gaijin. I guess it's gonna be Richard Slinger again. We just keep on. He just fits well with what we're doing here. Kind of want to have Abdullah team with him, though. That would be pretty sick. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Because, I mean, he's got good pop. I'm not sure if we should have Johnny beat him. Because I kind of want him to, for the sake of getting some pop his way. I think that's what we're going to do. Sorry, Abby. You're the shits. We gotta get someone over. Yeah, I mean, I like this show. I mean, it's definitely a lot better than the previous show, for sure. Now that we got people that we want. Is it still gonna be, like, you know, in the 70s? Probably, you know, but I think all in all, it still is a pretty good show. So let's have Firecat. And let's see here. Yeah, Satoru Asako. Give a win to Brady Boone. Yeah, just most of these tours is going to be mostly undercard stuff. More than anything, really. Well, we know Gary Albright does well, so we could probably bump that up a little bit. Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, we don't want to run Corkin, though. Do know that much. Yeah, I guess. Oh, a bowling alley. I don't know about all that. Yeah, let's go here. Alright. Let's see what we got. Bruised tailbone for Mighty Inoue. Another injury. So he gets one of the steamrollers. Drew Nakayama's in the 30s already. So that's a fast start. 32 for Firecat and Satoru Asako. Just not enough pop here, because, I mean, Firecat was almost a 50, so probably would have been a little bit better. And a 42. Gary Albright with a 62, so he gets the win again. Need to be adding finishers is what's going to be the big tour goal after this episode. Boy, as Osamu Teranishi and the Great Kabuki, I mean, it's the shit. Osamu Teranishi almost died from a 12-minute match with a thrust kick from the Great Kabuki, which at least did pretty well in 53. Yeah, he got totally exposed there. Is that, that makes sense. Look at that, Johnny Smith and Dynamite Kid, excellent chemistry boost. That makes sense. They're a really good team, as Dynamite Kid getting the ones that diving headbutt in 11:33. So even though Dynamite Kid is a shell of his former self, he still is like a 57 because of the chemistry boost. So that's great. 55 for the Malenko brothers and the Can-Am Express. Everybody did really well, but Joe Malenko is kind of the outlier there. But Dean with a 64, 65s for Can-Am Express. Yeah, it's good stuff. Texas Cloverleaf for Dean Malenko. Really, they should be teaming also with Terry Undori as well, because that's where Dean obviously got the Texas Cloverleaf. Watching Terry Funk in Japan. Because obviously, Dean Malenko, Malenko's there from Florida. It makes no sense. Have it called the Texas Cloverleaf. As 71, though, from this match. Got the crowd interested again for our main event, as everybody did really well, but Abby. As, Stan Hansen with an 86. Way to go. Terry Undori, 73-71. 60s for Johnny Ace and Dan Spivey. So, I was kind of talking shit on Dan Spivey at the first episode, because it was just like, he was kind of an afterthought, but, I mean, he's doing well in the mod here, so he's probably going to hang around. Him and Johnny did about the same, so we'll probably keep it around. And the 67 for our main event here. Kawada with a 68, Taue with a 65, 59 for Ogawa, 58 for Kikuchi, as Yoshi Kikuchi tapping out Ogawa in 17:52. And another 65, though. I'm happy, though, with Gary Albright's performance. Like, there's stuff that I'm seeing, I'm like, I'm happy with this performance, happy with that performance, happy with the British Bruisers. Like, our tag division has quickly turned into pretty solid and pretty well rounded. With the Fantastics, a lot of gaijin teams is kind of the thing there, but like we'll probably get rid of some people like the people that haven't really been performing too well, and just kind of slowly turn the roster kind of where we want it. It's definitely getting in that direction already, but having New Japan kind of sign a lot of guys right out of the gate hurt for morale, but we still should be okay. Yeah, we'll probably bring in Jericho too. We're just kind of waiting on that because he's still 21 years old. Just kind of waiting on the right time for that one. Because I don't want to have a bloated roster, That's really the big thing with this series. Is someone trying to... Oh, it's New Japan. How dare you? It's weird that that's been happening. That happened with Brady Boone, too, where he'll say New Japan offered him a contract, and I'll look to see, and it's just like, oh, nothing. So I don't know if the people are turning him down, or New Japan are, like, withdrawing offers. I'm not really sure. Not exactly sure. It's day 15 now. It's obviously Kikuchi and Ogawa, that match. That's not going to be a main event. I know that much, but it's having Ogawa beating Kikuchi there. 18 minutes. So, I mean, I would love to maybe see, as far as, not really sure exactly what I want that main event to be just yet. Because I kind of want to have, at some point on the card, have Giant Warrior, Giant Kamala, Jumbo, and Giant Baba. Jumbo just dragging everyone in this match to the finish line. Kamala, Giant Warrior. Yeah, Giant Kamala. Oh, that's right, they have poor chemistry, that's right. That's right, that's why. Well, yeah, I guess we'll go with Abby here. Go with Abby and Kamala. Which I want to say this is what we did. But yeah, I think we did this on the first night there, night 12. Which got a 56, so. Yeah, I guess we'll go with, just to change it up, with Giant Warrior and make it 14. Have Jumbo beat Giant Warrior. Again, Baba's stamina's going to struggle here, so it was probably Abby's. Oh no, just Baba's. Yeah, that's just not great. Not a great match there. So let's see what we got here. Miracle Violence Connection could probably use something. Kinda wanna have them in the Funks. Because that would be electric. That would be quite a match. This is the main event. As Dr. Death's going to beat Dory Funk Jr., though. I know it's kind of weird that we bring him back. He wins his first night, loses his second. Or, I think this is his third night now, but you get the gist of it. Yeah, I mean, Miracle Violence Connection are awesome. And I think it still protects the Funks because they're taking on Hansen and Spivey, so it just kind of makes sense. I think it just works for everything here. So now, we could kind of focus a lot now on the undercard. Maybe another Malenko Brothers tag match over someone. Let's go with the Fantastics. Yeah. Guess this could be the steal the show match. So we'll have Dean get another win here. Actually, let's give it to Joe, since Joe isn't doing so hot. Try to get him up to Dean's level. He can beat, it doesn't matter which Fantastics takes the fall. To be honest. Yeah, now we could kind of start giving Gary somebody else. As far as like Isamu Teranishi, for instance. So it's not technically, like a young lion now. He's getting like someone that's actually part of the roster. But he's still dominating. Because he's Gary Albright. Yeah. 9 minutes, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see if he's going to die from exhaustion from a 9-minute match. So let's rush for Kimura in June. There we go. Rusher getting the win in 10 minutes. Alright, so trying to think what else we can do as far as a way to showcase. I mean, I guess the British Bruisers again against Joel Deaton and Billy Black. Yeah, give it 16, and Johnny Smith can get the win. Yeah, put that there. Good stuff. Good stuff. Another singles match. This time with Kabuki. Again, kind of in that same kind of spot. Kind of want to have him and Johnny Ace have a singles match, to be honest. To be honest. Maybe Al Perez. Yeah, we'll go with Al Perez. Kabuki in 10, and hopefully it's not a shit show. Oh, it shouldn't be. There we go. So, yeah, now we got our card. Let's run it. Yeah. Just, he's been off his game, like, every time Jun Izumata, he's, because, I mean, he's someone that, in real life, I think is pretty properly rated. Like, he wasn't great at all, really, to be honest. And it's definitely showing in this mod, for sure. That was the one guy I was kind of, like, nervous about. But Isamu Teranishi is just the worst. The worst, stamina-wise. Yeah, but Gary Albright's still killing people. Fun sight. As Kabuki with the thrust kick in 9:55, while Perez. They got a 57 for the British Bruisers and Joel Deaton and Billy Black, which Dynamite Kid and Billy Black off their games, but still works out well as the Death Valley Bomb for Johnny Smith in 1606. 62 for the Malenko Brothers and the Fantastics, as Joe Malenko with the Texas Cloverleaf on Bobby Fulton in 1351. Yeah, Dean and Joe, there we go, Joe's at least. Must have been just, inconsistent is kind of his thing, I'm assuming. Just kind of take a look. Yep. And declining physically already. Which that's, that's true. It's true, plus a disinterested crowd. Yeah, Jumbo trying his best. Trying to make this work. As Jumbo with the win in 14:24. It's a 54 for Ogawa and Kikuchi. As, they're 50-51. About the same. Kikuchi just 1 point better. 69 as Terry Funk strains his bicep in the main event. Terry Gordy off his game. He was the worst guy in the match. Which, again, to be fair, that's about right around this time is where he's starting to decline. Yeah, Dr. Death, best guy in the match, though. That makes sense. Makes sense for sure. I'll take a 69 main event. It's fine. It's fine. Just, yeah, this was in the wrong spot, to be fair. I had a feeling Jumbo he was going to be better than anybody in this match, so should have put it above there, but what can you do? What can you do? As, now we're finally here for our final show, as I do have to add, I think, the Funks match and the Malenko Brothers match, because Dory wasn't signed yet, as was the Malenko Brothers, but everybody else should be good to go. So that's nice. As I think it's not... Oh, it is tonight. I might change that, to be fair. To have it end on, like, a Saturday. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So, I'm just going to go ahead. Actually, well, that's right, we can't, because the fucking... Yeah, because that's on Saturday. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and run it. Fuck it. Might as well get this episode out of here. So now they got us in Kanto's Dory Funk Jr. It's just brighten the mood backstage by just being so cheerful and fun to be around, and then Jackie Fulton entertain the locker room by organizing a poker tournament. Hell yeah. Yeah, we can't even run Cork and... Oh, I guess we can. It wouldn't be a sellout. Let's run Osaka. Since, boy, we don't have a lot of options in Osaka. Holy shit. That ain't it. I guess the Nakajima Sports Center. Jesus. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. Is what we're dealing with. So Taue in Kawada. We got Masawa on commentary. We'll see how Masawa does. Laffy's, I'm assuming his commentary skills probably have not been touched. Yeah, his color commentating being at a 2, probably not going to do that idea now. So, there is that. We'll have him come out and they'll do the Masawa Kawada stare down. After Masawa Kawada shake hands and just kind of like Masawa kind of putting him over. It's like, hey, that's our guy, and then there's a bit of a handshake, but then a bit of an intense stare down. There we go. I hope it's good. It's always a gamble doing that, having angles end out the show. Yeah, I don't know how I feel now about having Ogawa beat Fuchi, but it just gotta happen. And just, we gotta get that belt off of him. Just having that belt for 1,000 days is just fucking insane. Plus, he's got better pop, too, in Ogawa. So that's cool. Hopefully, it's still a pretty good match. I don't know now if it should be... Probably shouldn't be the co-main event now. That should definitely be the Malenko brothers and Kobashi and Kikuchi. So, we'll be changing that. Because that's for sure. I mean, this is going to be a really good match. You need to have this be set to this. So it's much easier to navigate. As, yeah, the Malenko brothers. Kobashi and Kikuchi. Yeah, give him 22 minutes. Good bit of time. We are going to have Kobashi get the win. The Malenko brothers are going to fall short. So we're going to keep the belt on Kobashi for just a little bit longer. Kobashi and Kikuchi. Nice. And now, I think we can go back to the pre-booking page yet. Because it's now the 6th man. Which, boy oh boy, is Jumbo going to beat Giant Warrior. Yeah, Giant Baba going to have to deal with that. Okay, I was thinking what else we gotta do. Oh, that's right, the Funks match. Funks and Stan Hansen and Dan Spivey, which should be a really good match. If anything, our tag division is solid. If it's anything I've learned from this show. Yeah, he's got the strained bicep, which does suck, but I think it still should be a pretty good match. As we're gonna have the Funks get the win. Terry's gonna... As Dory's gonna beat Spivey. Nice. So I thinking as far as and now Joel Deaton and Billy Black against the Can-Man Express, which we just did on night 13. So it's funny we're doing this again, and again it's going to be the same finish. We might change this, to be honest. We might have that be the British Bruisers now. Because I just, or, let's see. Because we did this. It was a lot better, for sure. So we might change that to have... I think it's going to be this. I think that's what we're going to do. British Bruisers, Can-Man Express. And British Bruisers are going to win. And this is going to be like a #1 contendership matchup for the All-Asia Tag Team titles. As Johnny Smith is going to beat Furnace. That's going to be a really good match, though. We're going to bump that time up. As oh, I forgot to change the time. Or the name of the segment. So yeah, we can now just kind of have to deal with that. As I love how I made Ogawa Fuchi instead of adding it from here, which is just that's weird. Nonetheless, Richard Slinger, Firecat, which now I'm thinking about it, this probably is gonna have to be the steal of the show match. And then Mitsuya Momoto and Rusher Kimura open up the show. 10 minutes with Mitsuya Momoto getting the win. 1 minute off. So we can just take a time off this for 17. And we're doing on the booking analysis. Yeah, so everything's good. Just Joe Malenko's used too much. A couple of injuries with mighty annoying Giant Kamala. Yeah, but I think all in all, I think this should be a pretty good show. I guess, we'll have some pre-show matches. See what we can do as far as, yeah, let's have, Akiyama Izumaida. 10-minute draw, even though I want to give Akiyama the win so bad. And, the other one is poor Haruka Aijin's gonna run into the bonesaw of Gary Albright, where he's gonna get fucking destroyed. There we go. Alright. We are good to go for our first booking episode, if you will. At least Jun Izumaida finally got up into the 20s, but June and June go the distance. 26 or 46 here, Gary Albright destroying Haruka Aijin. Pretty sure this is just time. It's kind of more or less what I'm seeing. A lot of bad things for Haruka Aijin. Oh, but there's a 45 as Mitsuya Momoto beats Rusher Kimura in 10-12. 37. My oh my, just not enough pop here. Has Richard Slinger beating Firecat, which is a mistake, but gets one with the thrust kick in 10-20. It's a 64 for the number one contendership matchup of the All Asia Tag Team titles. Cam Express taking the fall to the British Bruisers. It was close, though. Dynamite Kid just keeps being off his game, but I just gave it to the team that I think could use. Because Cam Express, they're going to be around forever. They were the former champs, too. Just makes sense, There's an 80 for Terry and Dory against Dan Hansen and Dan Spivey. Dory with the pile driver on Dan Spivey in 1749. Here we go. As, this match sucked. This is just Jumbo Tsuruta being the man. It's Jumbo with the jumping knee strike over Giant Warrior in 11:48. Definitely should have flipped that with the Stan Hansen Funks match. Yep, and Yoshinori Ogawa is the new All Japan World Junior Champ, even though he got severely outperformed by Masanobu Fuchi. It's a 59. Wow. Oh, Boris Malenko's the ref? What in the world? Well, that sucked, but, hey, way to go for, Kobashi Kikuchi there as defense number 2 of the All Asia Tag Team titles. We'll have to take off. We'll just make sure, so, not the pre-booking page. Make sure Boris isn't refereeing this main. Oh, okay, he wasn't. Why is Firecat a ref too? We gotta go through yeah, I kind of went through it skimmingly. I took, like, Satoru Asaku was a road agent, and he's like 21 years old. It's like, that's not gonna work out. That 77 main event, though, for Kawada and Talway. They have good chemistry. That makes sense, Makes sense that these two would have a pretty good match. As Kawada with the Kawada driver in 23-27. See how the angle does? Yep, it was a fucking mistake. Knew it. Should have been a post-show angle. Fuck. Still 75, though, so we'll take it. As, it's a start. It's a start. I'm glad we didn't have it set for a normal event, because, sure, we're not gaining any pop, really. Or we would have lost it for sure, because it wouldn't have been better than an 82. We would have been set up for failure, and there's just no sense in doing that. We might as well just keep on building slowly and surely. But not exactly sure what I want to do for that anniversary show, because it's going to be a lot of bad is going to be on that show. Like, we're going to have Baba and Andre team up, and I'm sure Andre's going to be in, like, the single digits as far as ratings go, so that should be fun. But yeah, our first All Japan tour, it's in the books. A lot of building involved, and I think that sure, our new acquisition is definitely needed. I could only imagine how bad that tour would have been if we didn't sign the likes of Dynamite Kid and Kabuki and Gary Albright, and it would have been really, really bad. And Dean Malenko, like, that would have been quite the tour. But we still have our eyes set on some more people to bring in for sure. Definitely want to change some of the roster around, get rid of some guys, bring in some guys. We'll keep it. The idea is to keep it below 60. I don't want a big roster, so that's kind of the idea. But yeah, and now on to the anniversary tour, the 20th anniversary tour. The October Giant Series, the 20th anniversary tour. So we know, Kawada, Masawa, main event. We know that's happening. Not exactly sure what else. I think at some point Richard Slinger or Ogawa is going to have maybe a match. Not sure, though, at the same time. We'll figure it out, I'm sure. And also, All Asia tag title matchup of having the British Bruisers and Kobashi and Kikuchi. Also, probably going to have a tag title matchup of either Miracle Violence Connection or the Funks against Jumbo Tsuruta and Akira Taue. So that's just kind of where we're at going into the next episode. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.